So I get asked this a lot, I guess, because I'm a boomer, and that's the number one reason, which makes a lot of sense. The thing is, the older people get, let's just face it, this is a fact. I found this out, and I realized this when I was young, and nothing's changed, and it won't change 50 years from now. When people get old, they just don't want to change. They don't. They're used to doing something. It's ingrained in them. Yeah, sure. There are some people that don't mind changing. Like I don't mind change. Obviously, that's why I'm into Bitcoin and have been into new technology as fast as I could. I don't know if we call it technology, but I've tried to move with the times. But many people don't want to change at all, especially once you get old. You kind of get set in your ways and you don't want to change your habits. You don't want to change your time unless you're forced to. So that's just a natural progression of life. It happened to my parents, happened to me. It'll happen to you. It'll happen to your kids. As they get old, they'll go, I'm set in my ways. And let's face it, boomers are set in their ways. They've been making money and saving money a certain way for many years now. And it's hard for them to justify the fact on changing it for something that they're not familiar with. And if you've been saving money your whole life, you really just don't want to throw it into something you don't know anything about. I mean, and take a chance on it. It's like, to them, it's like going to Vegas and spinning the crap wheel. They just don't want to do it. So the main thing is that the two things I say about that is, number one, is you need to get them just to put a little bit in there. Buy $10 a week, $20 a week, $100 a week, whatever they can afford, and they won't miss if it went to zero. They say, hey, I can afford $10 a week. Well, fine, let's do it. That's a couple packs of cigarettes. Hell, it might be a whole pack where you're at. I don't know what cigarettes are. It's a whole pack here. But I have found from experience, if you can get someone to do that, and we're going to use the $10 amount, if you can get, no matter how old they are, if you can get them to say, hey, I can afford $10, it wouldn't affect me at all, my lifestyle. And you can get them to start dollar cost averaging, where they're just buying it automatically, it really gets them some skin in the game. And that's what's real important, is that skin in the game. Because once they have some skin in the game, and they're not worried about losing that now, so they don't mind doing it. But once they get some skin in the game, they start watching it, because they're doing it every week. One time is not enough to buy it once. That won't work, because they'll just do it and forget about it and let it sit there. But if they're getting it every week, they get an email or a message, they just bought $10 worth. So they look at it and say, well, I wonder how that's doing. And a month from now, they go, oh, I wonder how that's doing. And before you know long, they look at it and they go, oh my gosh, this is going up a lot. So they start really trying to learn about it because they've seen it in action. And then the next thing you know, they're calling you up going, hey, I just bought $5,000 worth, because I see what's going on here. And I think I need to get some skin in the game. So to me, I don't know if that's what they need to know, but they need to get some skin in the game, because then they'll learn the rest. No matter how much you talk to them till you're blue in the face, if you can't get that skin in the game, your chances are really much slimmer than if you can get them just to buy a little bit on a regular basis. Even if it's $5 a week or $5 a month, they can get some skin in the game on a regular business. They're going to get orange pilled most of the time. So that's the thing. And also another big point to make, if you're trying to orange pill boomer, or I guess the boomers are the top of the heap now. I don't think the greatest generation, or whatever the hell they call the people older than me, I don't think any of those cats are around. If they are, they're probably using a drool cup. They probably can't really talk much. But another thing to realize is that majority of boomers are real concerned with leaving money to their kids and grandkids. They really are. I know a ton of people who have a lot of money that live almost like paupers because they're saving everything for their kids who don't need it. And their kids are doing fine without them. They should be spending that money and enjoying the last 10 or 20 years of their life. But instead, they're living like paupers because they want to leave their house and all this money to their kids, whatever they have. So if you can approach them on the fact that put a bit in there, and they're putting it in there for their grandkids, because let's face it, it's probably the odds of Bitcoin getting to $1 million during their lifetime, if they're 70, is kind of not really there. Most of them are starting to conk off at 70. So, but if you can convince them talk to them about how they're investing in investing that much, or dollar cost averaging that much, so they can leave it to their grandkids, who by the time their grandkids are 25, if their grandkids 5, and by the time their grandkids 25, it could be worth $1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're happy for that suggestion. That's a suggestion they'll go with. So, like I said, get them some skin in the game, convince them it's for their grandkids, not them, and you got an excellent chance of getting them to move on that.
All right. All right. So just say that is a good way is to make touch the nerve to them.
Yeah, the grandkids will do it. They want, like I said, they love leaving money. If they have no wealth, then they're probably not buying much Bitcoin in it. But I found even people with just a small amount of money still are concerned. Whether they have a lot or a little, most people are concerned with leaving money or wealth or something for their ancestors to make life better for them. That's just, maybe that's a genetic thing that we all want to help out our lineage. Absolutely. But the majority of people, no matter what their wealth is, would like to leave something for their kids and grandkids to make it easier for them. And so, like I said, you can tell them by the time their grandkids grow up, it'll be worth $1 million possibly, and they're only paying, a much smaller amount than that, they probably would jump on board and start buying some.